There's a version of cleaning that leaves your house sparkling, and there's a version that leaves you sore, sweaty, and wondering why it still doesn't feel finished. After years of walking through homes and helping people fix their routines, I've noticed the difference almost never comes down to effort. It comes down to 9 small habits nobody ever warns you about. A few of them waste your time. A couple can quietly damage things you paid good money for. And one of them can put your safety at risk without you ever realizing it. So let's get into the 9 mistakes I see most often, starting with the 3 that catch nearly everyone off guard. I'm John Marcus, and for those just finding seniors cleaning hacks, this channel is built around one idea: cleaning your home shouldn't wear out your body or your wallet. Mistake number 1. There's a common belief that the strongest product on the shelf will always do the best job. So when a counter looks dull or a floor feels sticky, the instinct is to reach for the heaviest duty spray or straight bleach and go to work. It feels productive. It often isn't. Stronger doesn't automatically mean better, and on the wrong surface, a harsh cleaner can cause more harm than the mess it was meant to fix. Acidic cleaners used repeatedly on natural stone counters can wear down the sealant over time, leaving the surface looking cloudy. Ammonia-based cleaners can strip the finish off wood furniture, leaving streaks that are hard to buff out. Abrasive powders can scratch stainless steel, even the kind labeled gentle. And a cleaner meant for tile can dull certain laminate floors faster than expected. The fix is simpler than it sounds. Match the product to the surface instead of grabbing whatever's already open. Warm water with a little dish soap handles most everyday cleaning without putting any finish at risk. Save the heavy-duty descalers and disinfectants for the specific jobs they're built for, and when a label suggests testing a hidden spot first, that's worth doing. It's there because the manufacturer has already seen what happens when people skip it. Product choice is one thing. What happens when you start combining products is a different story entirely, and it's where the real danger hides. Mistake number 2. Some of the most dangerous moments in home cleaning don't come from one product. They come from 2 ordinary ones meeting in the same bucket. Bleach and ammonia react to form toxic chloramine vapors. Bleach and vinegar release chlorine gas. Hydrogen peroxide and vinegar combine to form peracetic acid, which can irritate the eyes, skin, and lungs. None of these are exotic chemicals. They're sitting under most people's sinks right now. The trouble usually starts with a shortcut, combining 2 cleaners to tackle a tough job faster without realizing the reaction happening in that bucket. By the time you notice a sharp smell or your eyes start stinging, you may have already been breathing it in for a few minutes, especially in a small bathroom with the door closed and the air conditioning running. The safest habit is also the easiest one. Use one product at a time. If a stubborn spot needs a second product, rinse the first one away completely and let the surface dry before applying anything else. You lose almost nothing in cleaning power, and you remove any chance of a dangerous reaction in your own home. Chemical mixing is a mistake you can see and smell. The next one hides in plain sight, in spots you touch every single day without a second thought. Mistake number 3. A woman once told me her house always looked clean, yet she and her husband kept catching colds more often than seemed normal. When we walked through her routine together, the gap became obvious. She wiped counters and vacuumed floors every week without fail, but she'd never once cleaned her remote controls, her light switches, or the rubber seal around her fridge door. Those spots become hot spots for exactly that reason. They get touched constantly and cleaned almost never. Remote controls collect oils and bacteria in the gaps between buttons. Light switches get flipped by hands that just came in from outside or handled raw food. Refrigerator seals trap moisture and residue in their folds, precisely the kind of environment bacteria prefer. Ceiling fan blades and air vent covers collect dust that gets thrown across the room the moment that fan switches on to fight the summer heat. None of this takes long to fix. A disinfecting wipe over switches and handles twice a week, a quick pass over remotes and doorknobs, and a monthly wipe down of fan blades and vent covers closes most of the gap between a house that looks clean and one that actually is. Those first 3 mistakes are about what you clean and how. The next one is about how much you take on at once, and it's the one that quietly wears people out the fastest. Mistake number 4. The plan always sounds reasonable in the morning. Kitchen, bathrooms, bedrooms, living room, all done before dinner. By early afternoon, the body starts sending signals that get ignored in the name of finishing the list. A knee aching from kneeling on tile, a lower back tightening from reaching under furniture. By evening, the job feels only half done, and the exhaustion outweighs any satisfaction from what actually got accomplished. Trying to clean an entire house in one long stretch puts a lot of strain on joints and energy that don't need to be spent all at once, and it often means quality drops in the rooms cleaned last, right when fatigue is highest. Shorter sessions tend to produce better results than marathon days. 45 minutes on the kitchen one afternoon, 30 minutes on a bathroom the next day, a bedroom handled over the weekend. Each session stays short enough to finish comfortably, which means it actually gets completed instead of abandoned halfway through. A rolling stool for lower cabinets, a long-handled duster for ceiling fans, and a lighter vacuum instead of a heavy upright can make each session easier on the joints. And once the temperature climbs, breaking the work into blocks with a glass of water in between helps avoid overheating in a house that isn't moving much air. Pacing yourself protects your energy. The next mistake is about protecting something else: the tools doing the actual work. Mistake number 5. A sponge that's been sitting damp by the sink for a few weeks isn't lifting dirt away anymore. It's redistributing it across every surface it touches. The same goes for a mop head that hasn't been washed since it was new, or a scrub brush worn down to soft nubs. Cleaning tools left damp between uses create a warm, moist environment where bacteria can multiply, and that process only speeds up once summer humidity climbs. A sponge is worth replacing every couple of weeks, or running through the dishwasher regularly to help keep bacteria in check in between. Mop heads need a proper wash in hot water on a regular basis, and microfiber cloths should be laundered separately from towels, since fabric softener clogs the fine fibers that make microfiber effective in the first place. None of this costs much. A fresh sponge or a replacement mop head runs a few dollars, and that small cost is nothing compared to the bacteria a dirty tool can spread across every surface it touches. Clean tools also do the job faster, which means less scrubbing on tired knees and tired hands. Taking care of your tools is one habit that pays off quietly. The next mistake is a much louder one, and it's everywhere on social media. Mistake number 6. A trend that keeps causing real trouble is following a cleaning hack straight from a video without checking whether it's actually safe for the item involved. Social media rewards whatever looks dramatic and satisfying in 30 seconds, not necessarily whatever is good for your appliances. A popular trick involves scrubbing cast iron with a wire brush and steel wool because it looks effortless on camera, but that can strip away seasoning that took years to build up. Another involves pouring boiling water and dish soap straight into a garbage disposal, which some manufacturers actually warn against, since certain seals and gaskets aren't rated for that kind of heat. Before trying anything a video suggests on an appliance, a floor, or a piece of furniture worth protecting, it's worth a quick search for the manufacturer's own cleaning instructions. It takes less time than the hack itself, and it tells you exactly what that item can and can't handle. If the manufacturer's guidance and the trending video disagree, trust the people who built the thing you're cleaning. They tested it under real conditions, and their warranty department has seen plenty of shortcuts go wrong. Viral hacks are about what you do. The next mistake is about when you do it, and this time of year makes it especially easy to fall behind. Mistake number 7. With the heat climbing and the air conditioner running for hours at a stretch, this is exactly the season where skipping seasonal maintenance catches up with people fastest. A clogged AC filter doesn't just force the unit to work harder and raise the electric bill, it can also blow trapped dust back into the room every time the system cycles on. Ceiling fans collect a surprising amount of dust on top of each blade, then scatter it across the room the moment they're switched on for relief from the heat. Humidity brings its own challenges. Bathrooms and kitchens, already the most moisture-prone rooms in the house, can turn into breeding grounds for mold and mildew faster once the outside air turns thick and heavy. A bathroom fan left off during a shower, or a kitchen without enough airflow while cooking, gives moisture nowhere to go, and mold can take hold in grout lines and window frames in a matter of days in humid conditions. A few habits make a real difference here. Check and replace the AC filter monthly during the hottest stretch of the year. Wipe down ceiling fan blades every couple of weeks. Run the bathroom fan for a full 20 minutes after every shower. And crack a window or run the range hood while cooking. None of it takes long, and it heads off the kind of mold and mildew buildup that's much harder to remove once it settles in. Timing matters. So does technique, and that's where the next mistake comes in. Mistake number 8. A reader once described spraying an entire bottle of glass cleaner across her shower door, wiping it immediately, and wondering why the streaks kept coming back week after week. The problem wasn't the product, it was the technique. Most cleaners need a few minutes of contact time to break down grime, soap scum, or grease before wiping. Spray and wipe immediately, and the grime mostly just gets pushed around instead of lifted off. Order matters just as much. Dusting after vacuuming means dust settles right back onto the floor that was just cleaned. Wiping a bathroom mirror before cleaning the counter beneath it means splashes from the counter land right back on glass that was already spotless. Working top to bottom and dry surfaces before wet ones keeps dirt moving in one direction instead of undoing work that's already finished. Delicate materials deserve extra patience. Marble, unsealed grout, and older wood finishes can be marked permanently by a cleaner left sitting too long or scrubbed too hard. Checking the dwell time on the label and reaching for a soft cloth instead of a stiff brush on anything delicate protects both the surface and the years of care that went into it. Technique fixes today's cleaning. The last mistake is about the bigger picture, the habits that protect your home all year long. Mistake number 9. The last habit worth breaking is treating deep cleaning as a single event scheduled once a year, usually somewhere around spring. A house doesn't accumulate wear evenly, and cramming a year's worth of maintenance into one exhausting weekend means smaller problems get far more time to turn into expensive ones. A refrigerator coil cleaned only once a year collects enough dust to make the compressor work harder for the other 11 months. A dryer vent checked only once a year gives lint 11 extra months to build up, which can become a genuine fire hazard if it's never cleared. Spreading deep cleaning across 4 seasonal checkpoints instead of one keeps every system in the house running the way it's supposed to. Spring can mean windows and screens. Early summer, right around now, is the time for AC coils, fans, and vents, ahead of the heaviest months of use. Fall means gutters and heating systems before the weather turns cold. Winter means smoke detector batteries and appliance seals. None of these checkpoints takes more than an hour or two, and spreading them out means no single day of the year feels overwhelming. Those are the 9 habits I see undoing people's hard work more than anything else, and every one of them is an easy fix once you know to look for it. If one of these sounded a little too familiar, drop a comment and let me know which one. I read every single one. Give this a thumbs up if it saved you some frustration, and send it to anyone who could use a little help getting their cleaning routine working smarter instead of harder. And if you'd like more practical, senior-friendly cleaning advice without the gimmicks, subscribing to Seniors Cleaning Hacks means the next one lands right in your feed.